WMBA and streaming at beavercountyradio.com.
Mostly sunny skies today. High is going to be 62 degrees. Patchy fog overnight tonight with a low down to 42. Patchy fog for your Friday morning. Otherwise, it'll be partly sunny tomorrow. High is going to be up to 68 degrees. Taking a look at your weekend. Saturday, a chance of rain with a high of 64 degrees. Then Sunday, partly sunny, high up to 67 degrees. That is a look at the news for now. I'm Frank Sparks, Beaver County Radio News, 95.7 and 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, 1460 WMBA, and beavercountyradio.com.
This multimedia program is part of a balanced breakfast. You're listening to AM Beaver County on 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, 1230 WBVP, and 1460 WMBA. Also streaming live at beavercountyradio.com. All presented by St. Barnabas.
And we're back on this Thursday morning edition of AM Beaver County. It's currently 8:35. Outside it's 50 degrees. And on your dial, it's Beaver County Radio. I'm now joined in studio by Bill Roehm from the Ambridge Chamber of Commerce. And Bill, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, sir.
So we're here today to talk about the event that's coming up on October 8th, the Autumn Ale Walk. Is that the official name, or is that just a name that's been used in the past?
It's been called a number of things. It is officially called Come Drink Beer and Check Out Our Businesses in Ambridge. No, it's the Autumn Ambridge Regional Chamber of Commerce Autumn Ale Walk, yes.
Very nice. And it's taking place on October 8th. Now, for those who have never been to the Ale Walk before, what's the format of it? Because I know some people may think it's like, you just go to the breweries that are down there, and or go to the park or something like that and have a couple beers. What is the format of this event?
Yeah, that is not the format. So basically, buy your tickets online at the ambridgeregionalchamber.org website under the events tab. And come the day of the event, register. You'll get a wristband, which will prove that you've paid, and a commemorative glass. It's a little mason jar with a handle. With
nice.
Our logo on it. It's actually really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll give you a list of the 25 businesses in Ambridge that are participating, including our breweries. And then you will take that glass to all of, as many as you'd like, of the 25 businesses and sample 25 different brews from around the world. So if we have 1 o'clock till 5 o'clock is a time frame. You got 4 hours. Should be plenty of time to hit all the businesses without having to rush.
Yes.
We encourage you to look at the businesses that you're stepping into. These people are working hard to help Ambridge grow, and I think they're doing a fantastic job of doing that. So take your time, see what they have to offer, maybe support them while you're there. We also will have a shuttle to take you around town, so you don't have to worry about. We have some businesses. Most of them are on Merchant Street. As it implies, that's our business district.
Yes.
But there are many businesses that are not right on Merchant. So rather than have to walk a couple of miles away, which you can do, we have a shuttle that will take you around town to those other stops as well. So, yeah, pretty laid back, pretty easy going event. Hopefully the weather's good, and we'll just have a good time.
Now, when you say beers from around the world, well, what's the how far have you gone for some of these different ales?
Well, I wish I could say that I was going and actually procuring these things myself, sampling them at the
right.
at the breweries themselves. And but no, I mean, we'll go, I'm sure we'll have some brews from Germany and probably maybe we'll get some Australian or
okay.
I'm not sure exactly. I want to see what's new out there myself too, because it's great to have the old favorites, but when you're going through an event like this, you want to try something that's new. And
exactly.
So that's my goal for this year, is to find, we have so many craft breweries in America. There's starting to do that in other countries as well. And so it's a great time to sample things that you've probably never even heard of. And so that's my goal for this year.
And not to mention the two breweries that are down in Ambridge themselves, Fermata
For sure.
and Ultra Genius. And they've provided, a different level of types of variety over the last year. But, this was to put focus on the businesses of Ambridge as well. And it's not just, you walk into a bar and ask for a beer like the old days. There are other businesses. How many different businesses are going to be involved with this ale walk.
Yeah, so we've limited it to 25. In years past, we've gone as high as 30, 32. What we found is that it ends up becoming a race, and it's just not quite as enjoyable because after those 3 or 4 hours, you're like, wow, where did I even go? What just happened?
Yeah.
And it's a sampling that you're getting at each place, so you're not getting a full bottle. But at the end of the time, if you're not careful, you've had enough to be able to feel it a little bit, and so we want to be careful and cognizant of that as well. So it's supposed to just be an enjoyable, more laid back event. But so we've limited it to 25 businesses. But on top of being able to sample the beers and look at the businesses that are involved, each business will also be providing some kind of food. I can tell you that. At the chamber office itself, I'm going to have hot dogs. I've got the roller thing like you would see at like a gas station, and we'll be giving away popcorn there as well. And then every business will have whatever they decide to do. I know that our new local barbershop, Blade Prestige, is going to be one of the businesses involved. They have a Puerto Rican heritage, and they're going to be making some homemade food that they're going to put out, which I cannot even wait for. I was talking to them last night. They're so excited to put some nice food out and celebrate. So I'm sure every place will have something representative in some way. And so, yeah, plenty of food, plenty of drink. And then also most, if not all of the businesses will be raffling off a prize as well. So not only do you get to try the beers, eat some good food, meet some good people and see some great places, and then walk away with potentially baskets or gift cards, or maybe it's beer, or maybe it's, whatever those prizes.
Right.
Maybe the chamber will always do a grand prize basket, which is representative of the day. We'll have a variety of the beers that you've sampled throughout the day. So, and it's usually pretty hefty.
So let me get this straight. Good food, good beer, good people, and you could possibly win a prize.
Yes.
So if nobody else is already sold on that, which I'm pretty sure they already are, if they want to grab tickets for the event, how can they do that?
They should go to ambridgeregionalchamber.org under the events tab. And that is the event we have right there featured right now is the Ale Walk. And it's $25 per person. That's it.
That's not bad.
$25 for 25 businesses and 25 beers and 25 different kinds of food and 25 chances to win. Actually 26 because we have our grand prize also.
Oh, very. And when you consider just the numbers alone, that's $25 for 25 beers. Or that's $1 per beer. Where else are you going to get $1 per beer?
Again, it's a sampling, but
still,
yes, correct, right. And that's the other thing too. Unless you go to a bar that has 25 beers on tap, you can't just sample them. You either need to buy, like if you go to a store, you're buying a bottle of beer to try it.
Yeah,
and that's not always ideal because if you're not sure what you like or don't like. And this is a great way also for you to say, you know what, I kind of like beer and I don't know really what styles I like. You're going to get a list of everything that we're going to have at each business, and you can mark down and make notes on that and remember, this is what I had at Una Bella. This is what I had at Vape and Roll with it, and I remember I really liked that one. So you can remember to go buy it later.
Exactly. And you can just write it down, and certainly in the information age that we live in, you can look it up and say, well, where is this available
For
at?
sure.
Because that's important too. We're talking with Bill Roehm from the Ambridge Chamber of Commerce. The Autumn Ale Walk is coming up on October 8th. It runs from 1 to 5. We'll continue talking about that coming up after the break here on AM Beaver County.
95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with WBVP, WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com, invite you to tune in to Sounds of Faith. Tune in Sunday mornings from 7 until 9 for a mix of the best sacred music of all time. Sounds of Faith is brought to you by Crawford Tire and Beaver, the William Murphy Funeral Home, City Rescue Mission, MRS Physical Therapy, Circle of Friends, J&J Spratt Funeral Home, and Roehm Monument and Inspirational Gifts. Sounds of Faith, uplifting, relaxing, and inspiring radio. Sunday mornings from 7 until 9 on 95.7 and 99.3 FM, along with WBVP, WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.
What is dedication?
I am the father of a 9-year-old little girl and a 6-year-old little boy, and I find fatherhood both relentlessly challenging and relentlessly rewarding. My daughter is biological and my son is adopted. I love them both so much. From the morning when you wake up to putting them to bed at night and every moment in between. It really is so special, and boy, is it exhausting. One thing that I fear about being a parent is the future for my children. I think a parent's job is to protect our children, but also prepare them for the world so they become good, kind human beings. But I'm also hopeful that the future holds a more inclusive and compassionate world for them.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
The views and opinions expressed on WBVP and WMBA are those of the participants and host. They are not necessarily the viewpoint of WBVP and WMBA, its staff, management, and advertisers. Thank you for listening to WBVP and WMBA.
It's 8:46 on this Thursday morning, September 29th. Outside, it is 50 degrees and cloudy. On your dial, it's Beaver County Radio, and in studio with me is Bill Roehm from the Ambridge Chamber of Commerce. We're talking about the Autumn Ale Walk, but right before we came back, Bill said, I got a surprise. I'm just thinking, what is this surprise going to be? So I'll just turn the mic over to you and let you tell what the surprise is going to be.
Well, okay. So I just came up with this off the top of my head. Spur of the moment. Yeah, didn't even think about this prior. If anyone who's listening right now, tell your friends and family. If you go before the end of the night tomorrow night onto ambridgeregionalchamber.org, go to the events tab, order your tickets, put in promo code Beaver County Radio, all one word, and save 10% off the $25. No matter how many tickets you buy. So if you buy 100 tickets, I don't know, what is that, $25? No, $10 off, 10% off of all of your ticket purchases between now and the end of the day tomorrow.
All right.
Beaver County Radio promo code.
The promo code is Beaver County Radio, and that's I appreciate that. That's a really good way to get people out there. That's
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you were pleasantly surprised with the $25 tag, and I thought, let's lower it.
Well, I mean, it is pleasantly surprised because I mean we
But
talk
it's
about
limited.
I mean, you get a sampling of beer, 25 beers per, and you get food samplings at every station, and of course you have the chance to visit all these businesses and see them at work on a Saturday afternoon, and it's going to be a great display for Ambridge, and as we've talked about with Mary Leone and Duke McCoy, that's been the theme of this year and the past couple of years, is that the ever-growing presence of Ambridge as a place to go and a place to do things in Beaver County. Now, one thing I do got to ask you, and you did preface this before a little bit with the longevity of the day and how much alcohol may be consumed. As far as sort of security and that kind of discourse, what's going to be in tap for that as far as making sure that those who have their fair share of beers in a due amount of time don't end up causing any sort of havoc?
Yeah, the Ambridge Police Department has been really, really wonderful. Under the leadership that they have now in the last couple of years, we've seen, not that we've really had issues, but if there were any, they're basically gone. I mean, Ambridge is as safe as any other town around us, and they'll be driving around to make sure that everything's fine, and certainly a quick phone call, and they'd be there to. But I don't remember ever. I've been involved with these in some form or fashion, probably the last 5 years, and I don't remember ever hearing of anything. Besides maybe somebody stumbling out of a place who couldn't handle what they were doing or whatever, but nothing, no one belligerence or fighting or any issues to that degree at all. And that's another reason, when just being preventative, that's part of the reason why we, there was some time that the event was only a 3-hour event, and we decided to move it back to a 4-hour event, just to make sure that even though we hadn't had problems, let's make sure that there's even less of a chance of that happening. So.
Very nice. And like you say, it's proof that this is a safe event. It's proof that this is a great event and that anybody can come down and have a few drinks without having to worry about things getting way out of hand. And that's not something you can say for most events. Like you go to a baseball game or a football game nowadays, you're not even guaranteed if they didn't sell alcohol at all.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and one thing I'll say is if for those of you who have been to the events before, whether it's the Ale Walk, the Wine Walk, you know that the experience itself is fun and enjoyable. But I think what you'll find if you were to ask people also is that each year it gets different because Ambridge is changing and morphing. Like you were starting to talk about with the different businesses that are coming in. It looks a little different every year. So even if you've done this in the past, but you haven't been back to Ambridge, it is the perfect time and excuse to come and spend the day. And don't just leave after the event is over. Go find somewhere to have some dinner. Or if you've been really careful throughout the day, maybe you like to drink at a certain place, an Alter Genius or something that the Bridgetown Tap House is serving, or the Firehouse or Fermata or one of those places, and you want to go kind of hunker down there for a little bit before you go home. And we have a fantastic hotel right in town that if you just can't go anywhere, stay.
That's a very good point too.
So, but yeah, the landscape is changing. The businesses that are there are changing. Every year we have new businesses that we've never had in the Ale Walk. This year is not any different. I'd like to run through the list if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Of
Absolutely.
what I have. We have some mainstays: Merchant Coffee and Bridgetown Tap House. Hands On Health and Wellness has been with us before. The Iron Horse Theater is back in our Ale Walk. And if you don't know about the Iron Horse Theater, it is a gem. And someplace you should definitely be looking at, who has comedy shows, plays, singers, people coming from all over the country to come and perform, and a beautiful outdoor courtyard that they just opened this summer. Vape and Roll with it, the Harmony Ridge Golf Club. This is the second event they've done with us. Sweetwater Bikes is awesome, right down the road from us. People come from other states to come and have their bikes serviced there. Burns HVAC is our main sponsor for the event. Unabella, Fritzy's Bistro, Old Crow Coffee House is one of our registration points, and they've always been wonderful. Alter Genius and Fermata, if you don't know who those people are, then I guess maybe you're not beer drinkers, but maybe you will be after you come and check those places out. Bocelli Pizza is a mainstay in Ambridge, and they always are helping the community. Harmony House, Senior Center, Ambridge Do It Best, almost done here. Maple Restaurant, Subway Restaurant, which also just provided food for us for a member event last night. It was awesome. Thank you, Subway. Aunt Bridget's Tea Room is one of the coolest little out-of-the-way places that you've probably never been, and you should go. Try some kind of tea or some coffee or some pastries and just relax. It's such a cool atmosphere, and you never know. You might get an Irish dancer that comes in or an Irish performer, and I'm not
Sounds
kidding.
like you're talking from experience.
She's actually had people come from Ireland and just happen to pop in and be like, yeah, I'll play some music for a little bit, because that's what they do. It's on Facebook. Check them out. Aunt Bridget's Tea Room. Off the Hook is our exotic pets store in Ambridge, which is on our list this year. So if nothing else, come have some beer and check out some of the coolest animals you've ever seen outside of a zoo. I'm not kidding. They are the only exotic pet rescue, I believe, in the state of Pennsylvania.
No kidding.
Licensed to do that. Blade, as I mentioned, our new wish. It's been over a year, but haircut place. Yeah, that's Barber. New Alliance Federal Credit Union, and the Firehouse Lounge down in the historic district, which is just a beautiful area of town to be in also. So, yeah, it's so many places to go and visit and check out if you haven't already, and we're just excited to have you.
Couple things. Number one, the list you just went down is such a diverse array of businesses. It's not just, your typical coffee shops and restaurants. It's, like you say, exotic animals, a theater, an HVAC place that's providing beer, which,
they will be at the chamber office because,
yes.
but
even just, the idea of drinking beer while looking at exotic animals. I don't know if there's any other opportunity in history outside of, a Saturday night with plenty of bad decisions where that is possible.
It's probably not supposed to happen.
And all of this is to support the business that is taking place in Ambridge. Again, I think you've sold me pretty much hook, line, and sinker for this event. But again, for those who want to take part of it, it's $25 tickets. And again, if you go to ambridgechamber.org.
ambridgeregionalchamber.org.
ambridgeregionalchamber.org.
We had to make it as long as possible.
ambridgeregionalchamber.org between now and the end of tomorrow night, you said?
That is correct.
And you order with the promo code Beaver County Radio, you'll get 10% off. I'm not trying to destroy you here, but yeah.
No, if you make two orders, it's still just 10%. That'll be on our Facebook page as well. I'll post that this afternoon or this morning. And so if you forget ambridgeregionalchamber.org, it's too long. The link is all over our Facebook page,
Yes.
which is also Ambridge Regional Chamber on
Yes.
Facebook. It's just as long, but it's on Facebook.
And whenever they go to beavercountyradio.com later on today, they'll see a link to that as well. So they can just click on Ambridge Regional Chamber. It'll take them to the website, take them to the Facebook page.
Even better, we're holding your hand, people.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we're basically taking you up to the website and saying, listen, all you have to do is hit that button and you're good to go.
Leading the horse.
But in all seriousness, Bill, I appreciate you coming in to talk about that today. And again,
Just got a visitor from Sewickley to our website. Hopefully you're listening, and that's how you're.
there you go.
Yeah, get the tickets, man.
Get the tickets. It's
Before
October.
they're sold out. There is a limit, by the way. Once we hit a certain limit, the ticket sales will stop, and that could happen literally any day. So if you happen to go and it says, sorry, this event is sold out, it truly is. You could always stop the day of during registrations and just see if we have the availability to let you in. But we have a hard cap because we find that what can happen is there's too much congestion at certain places, or people feel frustrated because they can't get through the entire thing, and then it becomes a bad experience, and that's not
Understood.
what we want. So
Understood.
hard limit on ticket sales. Once they're gone, they're gone.
Understood. So again, that's going to be a matter. So more incentive. You want your tickets, get them now.
Yes.
Get them now because
Yes, and they've been on sale for about 6 weeks. So if that gives you any idea of 6 or 8 weeks, actually. So where we are in the sale process.
yeah, they've had the time. Now it's just a matter of getting it done and dealt with. And
Yes.
those who are going to get those tickets are going to have a great time on October 8th. Again, it's from 1 to 5 in downtown Ambridge. Well, all across Ambridge, but mostly down on Merchant Street in the business district. And again, we'll have further details at beavercountyradio.com this morning. Bill, thank you so much for coming in once again to talk about that because, again, you have me sold. It's going to be that sounds like a great event for those willing to come out and support local businesses in Ambridge.
Awesome. Thanks as always for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you. It's 8:56 on this Thursday morning, September 29th. Outside, it is 50 degrees, and on your dial, it's Beaver County Radio. Following news, it is a Thursday edition of Teleform, the best of Beaver County, coming up at 11 this morning on Beaver County Radio.
Is it possible for a grocery store to continue to support